All right, everybody, how's it going? I'm very, very happy to bring this news. I should have brought this news like 2 or 3 days ago. Unfortunately, I was having some technological differences and my audio was totally screwed up. I don't know why. So let's just go ahead and dive right into the video. Let's not bury the lead here. But there are very, very interesting and really great developments in the Kyle Rittenhouse legal saga. He is not going to be. Let's not bury the lead here. Let's just start with this article here from the Gateway Pundit. Cassandra Fairbanks reported on this. So, scoop: man who fired first shots behind Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha has been charged. So this is very significant for those of us who consumed pretty much all the content surrounding this event, and we're kind of piecing together what really happened. Something I noticed, some other content creators noticed, and even the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times notices as well, that a lot of people seem to omit or just completely gloss over, was that somebody else appeared to have fired a gun prior to Kyle Rittenhouse. And it appears to have been within Kyle Rittenhouse's, vicinity, in close proximity to him. And people just pretend like this didn't happen, but it did. People notice it. And even in the video where he takes down that soy boy with the skateboard and he shoots that other Antifa loser, the wannabe medic, that total cringe lord, and he's running towards the cops, you can hear other gunshots. And I captured this in one of my videos. So if we look over here at this image, so there's a handgun muzzle flash. It is 100% confirmed that this is a handgun muzzle flash. L. Linwood's people, they ended up identifying this individual when they released that 11-minute long or 12-minute long video, putting together the events that night in chronological order. Very interesting stuff. So let's just go ahead and read this article. So Joshua Zeminski, 35, has been charged with disorderly conduct and use of a dangerous weapon for firing his weapon during the incident on August 25th, according to the charging document obtained by the Gateway Pundit. While investigating the shooting by Rittenhouse, Kenosha detectives obtained videos in which Zeminski was holding a black handgun, which he was holding in his left hand, pointing downward. Detective Howard reports that in reviewing multiple other videos, he was able to see the defendant and Kelly Zeminski, that's the wife of the loser with the gun, Kelly Zeminski, in and around multiple other people on the streets. And the defendant was seen holding the handgun down at his side in said videos. I think that's redundant. I think they said that already. Anyways, let's just go ahead and the other relevant portion to this. So the police go on to report, when speaking to Zeminski and his wife, who was present at the time, both admitted that he had fired off a warning shot into the air. Oof. This strengthens the case that Rittenhouse had reason to fear for his life and was acting in self-defense when he shot and killed 2 rioters. Absolutely fantastic news. This absolutely does strengthen the case that Kyle Rittenhouse was in fear for his life and that he was acting in self-defense. Of course, even without the muzzle flash, most of us who understand self-defense and understand these violent situations pretty well and are able to analyze them honestly, we know that Kyle Rittenhouse was in a very dangerous situation, that he tried to flee the scene, he was retreating, and he was pursued by these violent, disgusting Black Lives Matter activist thugs. The first individual that ended up dying in this event, he was a disgusting pedophile. I don't know what it is with Antifa and BLM attracting all these pedophiles. All these leftists. They just attract these people. It's so weird. And he was just a chronic abuser of children, as young as like 13 and 12 and stuff. Very sick stuff, man. Very sick stuff. But there's other excellent news on the Kyle Rittenhouse legal saga front. So Kyle Rittenhouse, accused in Kenosha shootings, will not face gun charges in Lake County, that presumably that encompasses Antioch, Illinois, over AR-15 style rifle, prosecutors say. So this is great news, and this is shattering the narrative. This totally shuts up the haters that were saying for the longest time, it's like, oh, well, Kyle Rittenhouse was trafficking weapons and he was bringing guns over state lines. They were saying this without any sort of facts, backing up the claims. They're just completely making up unsubstantiated nonsense. And this completely shuts them up. This completely shatters the narrative. So let's go ahead and read a little bit of this article. I already went through it, so let's just read the relevant bits here. So Kyle Rittenhouse will not face gun charges in Lake County related to the AR-15 style weapon he is charged with using to kill 2 men and wound a third during violent protests in Kenosha in August, prosecutors announced Tuesday. An Antioch police investigation found that the Smith & Wesson .223 caliber rifle was purchased, stored, and used in Wisconsin, and turned up no evidence the 17-year-old physically possessed a weapon in Illinois, Illinois, according to a news release from the office of Lake County State's Attorney Mike Narim. The news release does not reveal who is believed to have bought or held the gun before the shooting. So the Antioch teen, however, still faces a gun charge in Wisconsin, as Kenosha County prosecutors have charged him with possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18, which is a misdemeanor. His attorney, John Pierce, blah, 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 blah. So essentially, the legal team is going to challenge this specific charge. But with that being said, even if he is found guilty of this, it is only a misdemeanor. And that does not, how do I put this? That does not somehow erase his right to self-defense. Just because it is illegal for a minor to possess these weapons does not mean he forfeits his right to self-defense and self-preservation, at least in the state of Wisconsin where this took place. People think it's like, yeah, maybe if he was like violently attacked, sure, he has a right to defend himself, but he can't use an AR-15. That's when, he broke the law. Well, no, it doesn't matter what he does to save his own life. If he saves his own life and he acts in self-defense, it really doesn't matter how he does it. But nonetheless, he was carrying around this firearm, and the legal team is going to argue that the reading of the law in the state of Wisconsin is wrong, and the charge is a clear violation of Kyle Rittenhouse's Second Amendment rights. Not only that, there do appear to be some provisions in Wisconsin law that that permit the use of a firearm if you're under the age of 18 under certain circumstances. So that's yet to be seen. We don't know where this trial is going to go. But guys, the case for self-defense is really, really strong here. It's always been very strong, and it seems like it's getting stronger by the day. I want nothing more than to see Kyle Rittenhouse free. But the boys got a lot of legal challenges. I'm not trying to throw shade at the legal defense, or more specifically, Mr. Pierce or L. Linwood. I like L. Linwood. Some of the work he did with Richard Jewell is excellent. What he did for the Covington Catholic kids is wonderful. And, he's one of us. He's a fighter. However, there's some drama between L. Linwood and Robert Barnes. Robert Barnes is throwing a lot of slime on these guys, and I love Robert Barnes. Like he's one of us. Like he's one of he's a Vegas guy, so I got to defend him, and no matter what it seems. But I'm not gonna pretend to know what happened because I genuinely don't know. But there's some beef pertaining to the Covington Catholic drama. It seems like Nicholas Salmon doesn't like Robert Barnes for some reason, and I don't know. Something happened. And Robert Barnes is making a lot of claims. He's talking about a lot of the rumors surrounding the Kyle Rittenhouse legal drama on the Viva Fry stream, and a lot of us are worried for Kyle Rittenhouse's safety. So right now, a lot of us want Kyle Rittenhouse to be extradited to Wisconsin because he is unable to post bail in Illinois because of the crimes that he is charged with. Viva Fry asks, what is the legal strategy for delaying extradition? Robert Barnes genuinely doesn't know. This is a guy who knows pretty much anything and everything about law. So we want him to be free. We want him to get out of jail, come out into the public and start defending himself. Because right now, the little haters that he went to school with are being interviewed by the line press, and they are saying that they thought he was going to be a future school shooter. He was always trying to trigger the libs, and they're just completely besmirching and smearing this guy's reputation. Granted, it's beyond repair at this point. Let's just be honest, given the propaganda and given what happened. So I'm worried, guys. I'm genuinely worried. It's not fair what is happening. And then, of course, there was that video circulating that was censored on my channel where people are saying that, oh, well, he beats women and he does this, he does that. Well, even if that was Kyle Rittenhouse, which I have yet to receive confirmation that it is, that doesn't materially change the facts and the details of the events that took place in Kenosha, Wisconsin in August. So they can suck it. But we're going to end off this video watching this very distressing video from Kyle's mother. She is with Mr. Pierce, the legal counsel. I don't agree with dragging the mother into this and doing this, but nonetheless, I got to support them. We got to do what's right for Kyle. We got to keep him in our thoughts and prayers and all that. So let's just go ahead and watch this video. I saved it over here.
All right, John and Wendy, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Wendy, you're in a situation that no mother wants to find herself in. And it must be very difficult for you. I guess the first question that I ask is, tell us about Kyle.
Kyle, Typical young man, young boy. He enjoyed helping people out. He was a police explorer, and a fire cadet, and a lifeguard.
Well, tell us about his experience or training in as a medic.
He is CPR trained. He had a rescue where he used to work at the YMCA. Then he started working at the place in Kenosha a couple of weeks before this happened. He works in Kenosha. He has family in Kenosha. He was at a friend's house that day. They went and cleaned graffiti up before everything happened.
And when he went to clean up the graffiti, did you have a conversation with him? Did you say anything about Kenosha, what was going on, and you know, that he should be careful? I mean, what was your understanding of what he would be doing in Kenosha?
I knew that he was there to clean up the graffiti. He wanted to help. And that's all he was there to do.
Had he said anything about the riots, Wendy, that had gone on a few nights before?
No one should have been at the riots. It's a horrible thing what happened. And it's just hard on everybody. No one shouldn't have been there. I mean, if they were going to protest, they should have did it peacefully.
Should Kyle have been there, Wendy?
I think like any mother, Judge, I know Wendy's it is very, very tough for Wendy.
We've seen the video, and I'm sure you've seen it also, and the prosecutor there made a decision within 48 hours to charge your son with intentional homicide and various other charges. So the prosecutor doesn't think that self-defense is relevant here. What in the video convinces you that Kyle acted in self-defense?
He was getting chased by a bunch of mob, and he was trying to get away. As a parent, you don't want to see that. I barely can watch the video of him getting chased because I just break down every time.
If Kyle hadn't defended himself, what would have happened?
He would have been dead.
The first shooting of Rosenbaum, what do you know about that, Wendy? It's not as clear. What can you tell us about that?
All I see was this guy chasing my son. And my son, I could tell in his face that he was scared. As a mother, if I was there, I would protect my son. But I wasn't there.
What about the claim people are saying that Kyle is a member of a militia? Has he ever been a member of a militia or a white supremacist group?
No, my son is not a racist. He is not in any form of those groups whatsoever.
Wendy, how do you feel about the fact that apparently even Biden's campaign made reference to Kyle with a picture as being a white supremacist and in a militia, and all of the hate that's gone on? How are you handling that? Is Kyle aware of what's going on?
I am angry about that. And I spoke to him a little bit about it. And he is, like I said, he is not a racist. He is not a white supremacist. If you know Kyle, he would give his shirt off his back for you. If you were hurt, he would be there for you. And Vice President Biden saying this or putting it on his ad about it, it makes me upset and angry about that.
We're going to bring him home, Judge. He will be set free.
All right. Thank you so much, Wendy Rittenhouse and John.
That was very difficult to watch, man. You know, when I was 17 years old, I was ditching school. You know, I was leaving school during the day while I was supposed to be there, and I'd be like hanging out outside of like gas stations and stuff with my friends, and we'd be like bugging people to buy us cigarettes and shit. You know, we'd be like hanging outside of like Little Caesars Pizza, like going to like Game Crazy and stuff. Like, we're bad kids, man. You know, like I remember being afraid of the future when I was 17 years old because I didn't know that I was gonna go to college. I had no plan to go. Whenever like the college counselors would visit my high school, I would just be like terrified. You know, I just didn't want to think about any of it. I would literally run and hide from them. I'd put in my little MP3 earbuds and I would just tune out. I didn't think I would make it. You know, that was me at 17 years old. You know, Kyle Rittenhouse was in the Explorers program. He was one of the little, you know, baby police cadets. You know, he was on his way. He was thinking about his career. I couldn't even think about the future. I couldn't even think about the second that I stepped off campus. And graduated. Like I didn't know what was going to happen, but Kyle did. You know, he wanted to protect people. He wanted to save people's lives. He wanted to be a servant to the public and protect innocent people. That's Kyle Rittenhouse. You know, he did everything right in life. You know, he's a good kid. We went through his social media. There's nothing about Kyle Rittenhouse that would suggest that this is a bad guy, that this isn't a racist or anything nasty like that. He's a good kid. And no, liking the president and showing up to Trump rallies doesn't make you a bad person. Supporting the president of the United States does not make you a bad person. And triggering the libs is not a bad thing. It's actually kind of funny because it takes a little effort, but it yields epic salt and just gales of stupid laughter. And it's really one for the books, man. How easy it is to upset these people. I'm going to be voting for Trump and supporting him, and I'm going to continue to support Kyle Rittenhouse. And you know, I pray that they let him go, that he gets extradited, he posts bail, and he goes on the offense, and you know, defends his reputation and his honor, and just completely dismantles the lies that have been made about him by allegedly his school peers. It's total horse crap. All right, guys, peace out.